Hey Tier 5 family, looks like I just missed you for the communications training, so just wanted to shoot a quick video, and this video will be on perception. Now perception is a funny thing because perception can be seen as reality. What is real? And the truth is that there is one reality, but many different versions of the way that people can perceive that reality, or the truth that they can tell themselves about what the reality is. So what does this have to do with communications? Well, we're going to get into that, why it's important to have a good perception to have great communications. So we'll jump in right now, and let me minimize this image so that I can see my screen real quick. So I'm going to summarize with a little story, and this story is from the Bible, but it has a great ending to it, and it'll prove the point of perception. In Numbers 13, it talks about 12 spies. They were going into this land that had been promised to them. They're supposed to have this land. And so they're going into this land to kind of check it out and see the people of the land. Is the land good or is it bad? Does it have good soil? Does it have great crops? And just different things they didn't know about the land. So they send in 12 spies, and they found out that, they spend a few days there, and they find out that there's giants in the land. They're huge and they're big. And two spies come back and they say that the land is great and we are well able to take the land because it was promised to us. We can have it. We believe it. The other 10 spies said, they said, we felt as small as grasshoppers, and that's how we must have looked to them. So here's the key here. They felt as small as grasshoppers. And because they perceived themselves that way, that's what they felt like that they must have looked to them. And the key here to perception is how you feel about yourself has greatly influenced on how other people perceive you. So, you can ask the question, do I think that I feel unattractive? Am I unintelligent? Am I lacking in my imagination? Do I have low energy? Do I feel impatient? Or do I feel like I'm just a pushover and really easy? Do I have too many of these things, these thoughts going through my head? These are kind of ideas of a perception that you create into your reality through communications. So, to give you another example of perception and how you believe about yourself, there's a story of someone making an appointment with the doctor, and he specifically made the appointment early in the day because he had to go back to work, and so that he did it in the morning because he was told that it would be the shortest delay, if any, at the time. So he was kept waiting more than 15 minutes, and then and so what he did was the doctor kept him waiting 20 minutes. So what he did is he sent an invoice to his doctor for $75 based on an hour of his time. So the invoice never gets paid when he sends an invoice to his doctor, but he never has to wait again. And so this man values his time. And the reason why he did that was because he wanted to make sure that next time, they would value his time as well. When he walks in there, they know who he is. And he values himself and his time. So, do you value your time? I'm going to close it with this. Do you value your time? Do you value your resources that you provide people? And with that question, what actionable steps can you take to perceive yourself better, to make yourself feel better? These are just suggestions that help me, and they may help you too, but you'll find your own list. This is what I want you to do this week. I want you to make your list of things that makes you feel good about yourself. So if you know the project in advance, that can help. If you're well rested, if you're prepared, if you have bright lights, if you dress well and groom yourself, get your hair cut on time, and these are things that help me. They may be different for you. You might love to eat a great meal, have a great cup of coffee before you start your day, have a morning ritual when you get up. Make sure to project your voice. Make sure to recap what we learned last week, which was talking about smiling. Everybody loves to smile, even if it's a goofy smile like mine. You can still smile and be very confident. Using their name. So when you use someone else's name, it's like magic to their ears. They love hearing their name. That's a great way to connect with someone in communications. You want to repeat back what they said to you. So if I just talked about that story, so you said, so basically the story was saying, the point or the moral of the story was, how they perceived themselves was exactly how they felt about themselves and how those people actually saw them. Yeah, exactly. So that makes sense. It helps build that rapport and clarify. So if you miss something or something didn't make enough sense to somebody or they didn't communicate well, you can get on the same page very easily by repeating back what the person said to you. Smiling, asking questions, repeating back, using enunciation, putting some emphasis behind what you're saying. That is good communication. So thanks, guys. I really hope to talk to you next week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.